Hi students, now we are going to discuss working stress method. So this method is not important for GATE examination or very few state government is asking. Even for IAS examination also this is not important. For state government and especially for SSCJ. In SSCJ even in recent years also we are seeing working stress method. Majority of examinations are not asking for working stress method. So students preparing for SSCJ particularly, you have to know working stress method also, at least basics are more than enough. Okay, so working stress method. So what is working stress method? So in the introduction class itself I already discussed what is working stress method. This is based on elastic theory. What is elastic theory? In strength of material we already studied bending stress chapter. In that bending stress chapter we studied some assumptions for elastic theory. The main important assumption that we have to look for RCC design is the material should be homogeneous. And the second one, so this is not assumption, this is a derivation which we get from bending stress equation, that is neutral axis coincide with centroid. But limit state does not see this as a homogeneous. So there is a method to find the neutral axis by equating compression force and tension force. Okay, but here we are studying this. Okay, and particularly for working stress method, as we need to make this homogeneous. Actually it is not homogeneous, this is a heterogeneous. So to convert this into homogeneous, we have to convert steel into concrete. So to convert steel into concrete, we need modular ratio. So for this modular ratio, already we have a assumption 280/3 sigma CBC. Okay, very important for students who are preparing for SSC JE and for some state government examinations. Okay, so 280 divided by 3 into sigma CBC. So what is sigma CBC? In RCC already in the introduction chapter I discussed, first suffix always represents the material, next suffix represents the type of stress it has. Okay, so sigma means it is stress, already we know. So regarding the suffix, C means concrete, BC means bending compression. If it is direct compression we call this as sigma CC. Okay, so how to find this sigma CC? So in concrete we have characteristic strength of concrete, design strength of concrete, compression strength of concrete. Okay, but here this has a different name. This is called permissible stress. The sigma C is known as permissible stress. Means this is not failure stress. Till this stress we are permitting. Okay, so because of high factor of safety, working stress is obviously highly uneconomical. So we are not using this in many examination also, we are not getting question, but particularly as in some state government and SSC JE they are asking, so I make some basic video for this. Okay, so this is one important thing. Okay, neutral axis will coincide with centroid and homogeneous. These are the important things we have to know for this derivation. Okay, now considering a beam with singly reinforced, previously I used to draw stress diagram and strain diagram, right? Now already I told you working stress method will work only if it is homogeneous. So this is heterogeneous. And in limit state we have one assumption, concrete will not take any tension. The same assumption is applicable in working stress method also. So this can be converted like this. Means this steel I am converting into concrete by multiplying with modular ratio. What about the remaining concrete that is present in the tension zone? We need not consider it. So our beam is this. You have to imagine the concrete beam theoretically like this only. This is not required for our analysis. This is not required, only this is sufficient. Okay, so now single reinforced beam means how it looks. So this is the centroid of the steel, I can say M into AST. Now this is my effective depth. Okay, now in limit state, how we find depth of neutral axis, depth of actual neutral axis and limiting neutral axis XU and XU limit. Similarly here also we have XA called actual neutral axis and XC called as critical neutral axis. Okay, so just the convention is different, the meaning is same. If XA is less than XC, under reinforced, equal balanced, greater over reinforced, similar concept. But how we find this is different method. Okay, so for this, to find XA, already I told you in the beginning itself, neutral axis coincide with the centroid if it is homogeneous. Now is it homogeneous? Obviously this is homogeneous, right? So for homogeneous we know that it coincides with the centroid. In strength of material, in centroid and moment of inertia chapter, I told you one definition for centroid or one conclusion. What is that conclusion? With respect to centroidal axis, the sum of moment of area is 0 for any section. With respect to centroid, the sum of moments of areas, that is sigma A into X is equal to 0. I already told you, right? Means as the neutral axis is coinciding with centroid as per elastic theory, the moment of top area should be equal to moment of bottom area with respect to neutral axis. Okay, so as the neutral axis is coinciding with centroid, I can write if this is B and this is XA, then I can write B into XA into what is the depth XA by 2. So means XA square by 2 is equal to, what is the moment of this? M into AST into D minus XA with respect to neutral axis. So by simplifying this equation, I can find what is the actual neutral axis. Okay, actual neutral axis is not important for exam point of view. Next we have to find the critical neutral axis. So how to find the critical neutral axis? Now I will draw the stress diagram. If you remember the stress diagram in limit state, I have drawn like this, right? So a rectangle and a parabola. Okay, so if you remember this, so till 0.43 XU how we have drawn. Now this diagram will not come because limit state assumed the RCC as a heterogeneous material, but here I am assuming RCC as a homogeneous, so it applicable to elastic theory. So what elastic theory says? Stress is proportional to Y, means stress variation is linear here. Strain variation is anyway linear, but here stress variation is also linear, right? So if we call this top stress as sigma CBC, let us say it got the maximum stress. So similarly at bottom what we have to write? Can we write this as sigma ST, maximum allowable stress? The values I will discuss later. You cannot write. Why? Because this is stress in concrete, not stress in steel. So the stress in concrete will be sigma ST divided by M, modular ratio. You can see sigma CBC is almost same like steel, but compared to concrete M30 grade, steel is Fe 415. So almost 10-15 times stress it is going. But if you see the diagrams, both this look almost same, right? So this is because we are making this homogeneous. Actually it is not homogeneous. So actual stress in concrete we don't, in steel we don't get here. From the diagram whatever the value we get into M, into modular ratio if you make, we will get the actual stress in steel. Okay. Okay, now we have to find the critical neutral axis, sorry, XC, critical neutral axis. So by simple linear variation we can find. So for a depth of XC, the change is sigma CBC. For a depth of D, the change is sigma CBC plus sigma ST by M. Sigma CBC plus sigma ST by M. So let's divide this to. So this will become, let me divide everything with the sigma CBC. So this will become M divided by M plus sigma ST divided by sigma CBC into D. Or I will write this sigma ST by sigma CBC as a constant R, where R is called stress ratio. This R is called stress ratio because it is dividing the maximum stresses values, permissible stresses value. Okay. So XC is equal to M divided by M plus R into D, or we can write XC is equal to K into D, where K is called neutral axis coefficient, because XC is in the form of something into D. So this is called neutral axis coefficient. Okay. C, X critical is equal to K into D, where K is called neutral axis coefficient. Okay. So now we got XC as a some K into D. Now to calculate the moment, obviously I need lever arm, right? So this is the compression force I am getting. It will act at the centroid. So what is the depth of the centroid with respect to okay. So lever arm is nothing but the distance between the forces. So this is compression force and this is tension force, and what is this value? D minus if this is neutral axis depth, XC, this will be XC by 3 obviously. So D minus XC by 3, correct? So lever arm is equal to D minus XC divided by 3, but I already told you okay. So I already told you XC is nothing but K into D. So I can write this as K into D divided by 3, which will become 1 minus K by 3 into D. I can write this 1 minus K by 3 as one more constant, that is J, where J is called lever arm coefficient. J is called lever arm coefficient. Okay. So now I know the neutral axis depth and lever arm coefficient. So can I find the moment value? Yes. So here moment means mu limit, just like how we have mu limit is equal to 0.38 FCK BD square, 0.133 FCK BD square, 0.148 FCK BD square. Similarly, here also we get with respect to some constants. Okay. So here we can write mu limit or m critical or whatever you call. So what is the moment value? The total force what is the total force present in the concrete? The total force present in the concrete is nothing but area of stress diagram into breadth. So what is the area of stress diagram? If this is CBC, half of sigma CBC into XC into what is the lever arm? J into, or we can simply write J into D. That is nothing but lever arm, right? So I can write this as half of sigma CBC. I already know XC is nothing but K into D, J into D. Now I can write this as half of sigma CBC into JKD square. Oh sorry, area of stress diagram into breadth, I forgot. Area of stress diagram into breadth. This I already discussed in limit state also. you will get B here, B here. Okay. Now, for a given concrete, obviously from the formulas you can clearly see that sigma CBC and sigma ST we can find from some table. Or if you forgot the table, approximately you can get the value by dividing by 3 and dividing by 1.8 for steel. Okay. Okay. So now sigma CBC into J into K looks like a constant, right? BD square. This constant can be called as a moment coefficient now. This is called Q, BD square. So in some textbooks, sometimes while finding the depth in some situation, you will directly see this as D is equal to square root of M divided by Q into B. You will get this Q value directly by substituting the whatever the values I already told you. So for a given grade of steel and concrete, we can easily get the Q value, right? So if you substitute that Q value, directly you will get the D value. So for a given moment, directly you can get the D value like this. Okay. So in examination, so they may have asked you what is the moment resistance factor, what is the stress ratio, what is the neutral axis, like this they may ask you. So if they ask simply what is critical neutral axis, 1 divided by 1 plus R into D. If they ask Clivron coefficient, 1 minus K by 3. If they ask Q value, half of sigma CBC into J into K. Okay. So this is basis. Now you came to know about MU limit. This looks similar to what you studied in limit state. There I told you shortcut 0.138 FCK BD square, FCK BD square. 0.138 for a given concrete. So similarly, you will have here also some shortcut for finding XU limit. We call this as XC here. That's the only difference. Okay. XA you can find from the actual section, actual converted section. That is not important for exam point of view. Whatever I discussed here, this is slightly important for SSCJE examination. For remaining, that is also not important. Suppose if the same situation comes for double reinforced. That's it. Find the neutral axis. So how to find the neutral axis? Area of rectangle into width, area of rectangle into depth is equal to M into AST into whatever the depth you have, D minus XA. Okay. Then you can find XA. So just similar to whatever we did previously, here steel will convert into concrete. Other than that, there is no other difference. Okay. So that's all about working stress method. So whatever the basics I discussed, that's more than sufficient, I can say. For students who are preparing for GATE or IES or state government, even this is also not required for you. Okay. Not only for calculating Q value, sometimes in examination they are directly asking you what is this permissible stress value of concrete and permissible stress value of steel, that is sigma CBC, and we use the word permissible for working stress method. Okay. So we have to remember this. So if you forgot, already I told you, for bending stress for concrete we take approximately 3. Okay. So based on that we can get values, and for steel 1.8, it is exactly 1.78, but for examination approximately you can take 1.8. Okay. And for concrete in compression, that is sigma CC, you can take approximately 4. Okay. So here are the values, approximate values. You can get this table very easily internet. So permissible stress of concrete means you will get this table automatically. Okay. So this is not a big deal, and by dividing with 3 and 4 you can get the values very easily. So this is for sigma CBC and sigma CC. Okay. Bond stress we already discussed. Bond stress I already discussed about working stress method also while teaching limit state itself. So I told you the values there itself. So the important thing is for steel. So what is the permissible stress for steel means? So here for steel, generally they will give you diameter and grade. These two factors also effect. So not only just dividing by 1.8, so sometimes they will specially mention you the diameter and grade of the steel also. So if that is grade 1, if they are mentioning grade 1 steel, you need not do anything. If they mention grade 2 steel, then you have to reduce 10% of the strength, okay, and write the remaining strength, okay, remember this, okay. So here they are saying mild steel bars conforming to grade 1, okay. So mild steel bars conforming to grade 1, whatever the deduction I told you, this is for mild steel bars. So in the IS code, if you observe, you will have mild steel bars conforming to grade 1. If they give grade 2 in IS code, there is a clause that we can reduce 10% of the strength, okay. So here if they give mild steel bars up to and including 20 mm, we can take 140 as the strength. If the diameter is more, the strength will reduce 130. If that is grade 2, again 10% will reduce, okay. So similarly for others also. So in IS code we have a table for this. So students who are preparing for SSC JEE particularly, try to remember this table, okay. Not much important, as there are few previous questions I am saying this, okay. Thank you.